The application to build the waterfront residential apartments and hotel has been declined, having failed to meet the required standards to gain consent. The commissioners that heard the panel are all independently approved and accredited within the Act as under the environmental standards by the Ministry of Environment. In saying that, it is important that I provide some separation. This is not a Dunedin City Council subcommittee or committee that has made a decision. It is an approved and delegated panel of 4, and I've named them before, that were delegated the authority to make the decision based on the application. We've made the determination, we're able to grant the consent. Although the application failed the threshold tests, we continued nevertheless to do a full assessment which would give more detailed reason that explain why the thresholds were not met. Quite simply, I take it that most of you are aware, the Resource Management Act has 2 components for a gateway test. It's called 104, and it's required to pass 1, the effects are less than minor, or 2, it's not in major contravening of the objectives and policies of the district plan. And on both, and they're fully detailed within the report, and in both cases we've said that it didn't make the pathway, the gateway. Now we could have stopped at that point, but it's quite important that we give better detail and reason, so we took it on ourselves to suggest that if it had passed the objectives and policies, how would we respond to the full application? So we gave it the full 9 yards, to put it quite simply. And that's why the document is detailed and gives a lot better reason and understanding of what's happening. In the decision, and that's, as I've said, it's inside the front cover of the document we received, it was a non-complying activity as declared under the Resource Management Act and the declaration for the application. We gave it due consideration, our conclusions as I said, but in doing so, we undertook an overall evaluation of the adverse impacts of the proposal, in light and including the positive effects. So we considered all aspects of the application. That's important for us as part of our decision. If we then go to the reasons, and you'll find those right at the back of the document, just bear with me while we just select that page. The committee have outlined a number of aspects that were the key to our decision making and the reasons why we weren't able to grant consent. I don't intend to take them in isolation, but I'm happy to answer any questions. It may be that either one of my colleagues may have a question to add to it. It's not a decision that we would smile at. There's investment opportunity in Dunedin City. We understand the implications of those things, but we had a job to do under the Resource Management Act. I do not blame the framework of the Act for the decision at all. I think if you read through the decision and you see some of our reasoning, you'll find why we were not able to grant consent to this specific application.
We all set? Okay. I wish to record my appreciation to Ms Song and Mr Ko for letting me represent them with this application, which I still believe was a very positive project for Dunedin. The panel was the best available in the city, and as expected, their decision is well written and on first reading, robust. Not surprisingly, we are disappointed by it. We will need all of the 15 working days to determine whether there are grounds to appeal, but ultimately it will be my client's decision. As the entrepreneurs they are presently looking at opportunities in Korea, and we will be in discussion with them on their return. I want to thank Don Anderson, Phil Page, Francis Whitaker, and all the members of our team for their efforts and enthusiasm with their application. They each did an excellent job in what are uncharted waters. This is the first high-rise building brought under the operative district plan. Finally, I wish to acknowledge the balanced coverage I've received from all of you. I have appreciated that very much. Your balance and fairness to me has been really good. Unfortunately, until I have instructions from my clients, there really is nothing further that I can add, but I thank you for waiting so that I could reach...
I just wonder though, with a project worth $100 million, why you wouldn't just go the extra mile, unless you calculated that you were better off not.
We did go the extra mile. We did the best that we thought we can do. It is easy to sit here with a decision and say, perhaps we should have done something else. Second guessing is always a problem.
The only thing is they asked you. Sorry, that's a good way of saying it, but it's like second guessing is okay, but they said, could we have this? And you went, no.
Well, now that they've highlighted it in the decision, it's easy to say, perhaps we should have given that evidence. But I don't believe we should have. The evidence of Francis Whitaker and of our other architects, Jeremy Whalen, we think gave more than enough evidence to support the council giving a decision in favour.
What's the next steps for you in the project?
The next steps in the project for me is that we will now analyse the decision fully. We will report to our clients, both I would suggest in written form and meet with them, and then decide our process forward.
Do you think the investors have the staying power to stick with this and carry on in some form? Or the interest, or see a business investment?
My people haven't shied away from anything to this point. I don't see any reason why I should think they would shy away from this point. They may, however, decide that they don't want to proceed. That's their right.
Steve, you're a lawyer and your team's lawyers, and you failed on a legal test. Do you think that you might have been badly advised, or something's gone badly right here?
No, I don't.